GTA San Andreas is a legendary game that I probably don't need to introduce, because you already know everything about it. The most ambitious open world of its time, a huge detailed and living world, the best selling game on PlayStation 2 and so on and so on. The game is, by design, an action story with satire aimed at America. So where did people get the horror from? For many of you it might sound even strange that San Andreas of all games could have any scary parts in it. Yet there's a huge amount of content online dedicated to searching for horror across the entire map. And many people talked about how as kids they were afraid to save their game progress at Johnson's house because they were afraid of CJ's mom's ghost. And since I'm a huge horror fan, especially internet horror, I decided to take a look at the potential horror supposedly hiding inside GTA San Andreas. In the forest, not far from the safe house, the one you end up at after Tenpenny and others dump you outside Los Santos, there's a small cabin standing all alone in the middle of the woods. I actually really like this location. I think it's because it naturally has this slightly creepy atmosphere, even though I know it was never meant to be scary and that there's absolutely nothing dangerous here. According to various stories, this cabin is supposed to be home to Pigsy from Manhunt, some kind of forest creature that also looks like Pigsy, or sometimes even a Bigfoot. The problem is that none of these claims come from a single source, and everybody says something different. I couldn't find any proper instructions on how to summon any of them, so I simply waited here from midnight until 3 in the morning because, you know, the witching hour and all that, and unfortunately nothing happened. I think we all expected that. Like I said, this place definitely has a nice atmosphere, and I could absolutely imagine reading creepypastas here. But that's about it. It's only creepy if you already come here expecting something creepy. On its own, there's nothing scary here. So let's take a look at the kind of horror people were making back in the early days of YouTube and Windows Movie Maker. In the first video, assuming we actually can make out what is happening through the terrible compression, we can see someone entering this cabin as CJ, and once they arrive, a black figure briefly appears and immediately starts running away after CJ opens fire. The next video is a screen recording from the PC version of San Andreas. It's somewhere in the woods, not a very recognizable location, although it could be near the same cabin. Here, the player supposedly discovers Bigfoot in the forest. On the minimap, he is marked with the same icon that's normally being used for gang territory wars against the Vagos. This Bigfoot even has a health bar, and you can actually kill him. He can also pull you out of your vehicle and then start singing Rockamacapone. I hope we're all on the same page here, and it won't surprise anyone when I say that Bigfoot simply doesn't exist in the original game. And if you don't believe me, even one of the game's developers confirmed it. I also don't think we need to investigate the random UFO from the same video, especially since that nincompoop recording it immediately drove it straight into the lake before we could even get a closer look. So let's move on to the next mystery. At the cemetery, where the very first mission in San Andreas takes place, several paranormal events are supposedly set to occur. And finally, we've actually found something that's real. This graffiti only appear at night and disappear again at 6 AM. Honestly, I don't see anything paranormal about that, especially if you know the technical explanation behind it. San Andreas uses different vertex color setting for day and night on many objects. These colors change the appearance of model depending on the time of day. I wouldn't say these graffiti themselves are controlled by vertex colors, but since we already know that the game changes the look of the world between day and night, it's much more likely that this is simply an overlooked detail left behind by the developers. Another myth says that ghosts of the Ballas gang haunt this cemetery. Or maybe random citizens of Los Santos. Or even CJ's dead mother. But after spending the entire night here, nothing appeared. Oh, and speaking of that, the ghost of CJ's mother is much more closely tied to the Johnson's family house. The house that serves as CJ's first safe house. The one that CJ's poor black family grew up in. Yeah, it doesn't really look that poor, but this isn't a historical analysis of GTA San Andreas. We're here to hunt ghosts. The myth of CJ's mom mostly comes from this famous video.
It's mama. She's dead, bro.
First of all, that doesn't even look like CJ's mom. And that's literally Woozy's animation. Are ghosts automatically blind or something?
I'm blind.
Anyway, according to different sources, including the comments under this very video, CJ's mom really does appear inside the Johnson's house. So, let's verify that. As usual, people claim that the spooky hours are midnight and 3 in the morning. Some even say 7 or 8 in the evening. So, just so nobody can tell me that I was checking at the wrong time, I stayed there the entire period. I looked for anything unusual, any anomaly, any sign of a ghost. Nothing. But wait, what's over there? Ah, there's a subscribe button reminding you that if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Because this channel is currently a ghost town. Nothing appeared downstairs at any point. Nothing made a sound. Nothing happened. But when I went upstairs to check the bedroom, she's here! It's real! We finally proven the paranormal in San Andreas! Just ignore the files, they're completely unrelated. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious by now that CJ's mom's ghost isn't actually in the game, and nobody is haunting this house. Not at 5 in the evening, not at midnight, and not even in 3 in the morning. But let's take a look at the comments under CJ's mom's ghost video. Maybe we'll find something that points us toward finally catching this ghost. This is actually real. Happened to me before. Freaked the fuck out of me. I burned the house down and haven't gone back. Okay.
Is a ghost.
Mod or not, I'm never gonna save at CJ's house again. Oh my god.
The song is from the movie called Exorcist.
When the first thing I saw CJ's mom ghost, I screamed even louder until one lot heard me. What? Can't understand it when reading my comments. But yours! So you make a video of things that only fat people have seen, and at the same time you made a mod which those the same thing. So how can I know that you're not using your own mode? Damn, you're really stupid. Jesus. Why to make mod if thing that really happens? Nice effect at the 11th second.
Not fake, not a mod. Is really.
I'm also scared to go inside CJ's house. Come on, this isn't Silent Hill. Yeah, true, if you stay in the house long enough. Can't imagine how long he had to wait to see something.
She walks like Woozy.
Do not be Toro long. There is a ghost.
It's easy to see. At the very first mission, go into the house without going into the marker in front of the house.
Do not Toro long me.
Your game is haunted.
She's not just at his house, she's at the Los Santos cemetery. At 9 PM, if you go near the empty grave, you might see her near the graffiti on the wall. That's also not true. If it's a mod, then why does it look like CJ's mom in the picture? It doesn't. It ain't a mod. When it gets to midnight, go to CJ's home and she's there. Creepy.
Better know how I hit.
All that matters right now is that I have a raging boner from that ghost.
That is gay.
Does this happen on PS2 version too? Answer this, it is on the 2 edition for PC or PS2 version? CJ Mom on PS2 is real, but on PC you need a mod.
No, it is not. Not even upstairs. And not even 9 p.m. And not even after midnight. And yeah, this is a real PS2 with GTA San Andreas.
We even have a Polish insert. Wow, ale jajca, a on się schował. Jeny strachy, serio trochę się zdygałem. God bless the Poles.
No way, it's a mode. The scripting, modifying the GTA 3 image, etc. would take too much time to just do this little thing. Adobe After Effects or something for sure.
It's true, not fake, dumb shit. If you watch the screen for like 6 seconds and look towards the stair, she will come. Why the f would that be a mod? No one can code script her to do that. No big boobed hooker.
Yes, I made this mod. 5 hours to make it.
Dude, that was freaky.
As you can see, no matter how many people try to convince you that something is true, it doesn't become true. Without the mods, CJ's mom's ghost simply doesn't exist in the game. A lot of places in San Andreas can definitely feel creepy if you're in the right mood, wandering around them at night in the right weather. But there are no ghosts, no paranormal NPCs hunting you down, nothing like that. Now, a lot of you might say that there aren't actually any mysterious things in the game at all, that everything can be explained either technically or without involving anything paranormal. And honestly, you're not wrong, but there are a few strange things that happen in the game, and can definitely seem unsettling. One of the most famous horror myths actually turned out to be real. I'm talking about the so-called ghost cars. The phenomenon is simple. In certain areas you'll see cars driving around without any drivers inside. And I'll admit, if you discovered this on your own without knowing it beforehand, it could definitely give you a creepy feeling, even if only for a moment. Just like many other mysteries though, this one also has a technical explanation. Most likely the map was changed during development, and the developers forgot to move the vehicle spawner or whatever system controls it. That mismatch resulted in these empty cars driving through one particular section of the forest. Still, this is one of the few strange things that actually does exist in the original game. So if you really want to call something paranormal in San Andreas, this is probably the closest you'll get, even if it's really just a technical glitch. Another location that's often mentioned is an old abandoned ghost town that looks like it came straight out of a western movie. Unsurprisingly, there aren't any ghost or supernatural events there either, but there is one interesting detail. Not far away, you'll find an open grave containing several wrapped dead bodies. It's not paranormal, it's more of an unsolved crime mystery, but at least it's something that's actually in the game. And honestly, it's pretty cool. I also checked out several farms that people claim are haunted, and once again, I found absolutely nothing. Apart from that, I don't really know of anything else in the game that's directly paranormal or horror related. A lot of people also focus on various empty locations scattered throughout the map, places that feel strangely unfinished, almost as if they serve no real purpose. They have this weird feeling like they don't quite belong there. It's not exactly a paranormal phenomenon, but it's something that many people searching for horror in San Andreas are drawn to. And that's pretty much everything there is to the horror side of this game. At least if you're not using mods. There are quite a few horror mods for San Andreas though, so if you'd like to see them, I'd be happy to check them out in another video. Maybe they'll let us experience San Andreas from a completely different, horror-focused perspective. But Aside from that, horror in San Andreas mostly exists in the form of mods, misunderstandings, childhood imagination, technical glitches, and liminal atmosphere created by the game's technical limitations. To be fair, that sense of liminality is something you'll find in a lot of older games, and honestly, that's a topic worthy of its own video. Until then, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to share it with your friends. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.